Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Chaos, and today Mass Effect Andromeda came out with patch 1.05 for multiplayer. Um, if you want to see and read this, I'll link it in the description down below. So let's get right into it. The player abilities for melee, they reduce the effectiveness of repeated melee attacks against tougher enemies. Player melee attacks can now be interrupted by enemy attacks. So I guess they wanted to stop all the spamming and melee that we have in the meta right now, but I don't really think it's going to be that effective right now. Challenge tracking. Biotic tech and combat detonations challenges now update on the challenges screen. So, if you were tracking your challenges and want to see how many combo detonations you did, it now updates successfully. And Lance and Throw will also successfully increment the biotic detonation combo challenge progress. So, Lance and Throw will also help you raise the challenge. Stealth Grid. Fixed an issue that caused Stealth Grid to deactivate immediately after being used. Now, this one, I always use the Asari Huntress, and it was so annoying to use Stealth Grid and then just get shot and killed. So I'm glad to see this fixed. Biotic Ascension fixed an issue that prevented the kineticists from gaining Biotic Ascension charges when not the host of the match. I don't have this character yet, so I don't know how this affects you. But if you do have the character, then please leave a comment down below. Let me know if this is really helpful or not. Now weapons. So the semi-automatic assault rifles and pistols were weak, and they know that compared to the automatics like the SMGs or automatic assault rifles. So they increased the damage per round for most of the guns and fixed most of the rate of fires for some of the guns that couldn't reach the full rate of fire that they were supposed to. So in assault rifles, we have the Maddock. They fixed an issue that prevented the Maddock from reaching its designated rate of fire. They lowered the damage per round to partially offset the increase in rate of fire, so it'll shoot faster. So they lowered the damage just a little bit. They lowered the damage from 71 to 89 to 50 to 63. And they increased the spare ammo capacity from 112 to 140 to 160 to 120 or to 200. Then the Sandstorm, which I thought was pretty weak to start, they increased the damage per round from 112 to 134 to a minimum of 140 to a maximum of 168. So that's really good. The minimum that this gun can do is already surpassing the maximum that it was already doing. Um, Now we have the Sweeper. They increased the damage per round on this one from 60 to 72 to 64 to 77. The Valkyrie, same thing. They increased the damage from 80 to 93 to 86 to 99, which it's kind of low. It's not really that great. It's just like 6 points. The Halberd increased the damage per round from 73 to 90 to 92 out of 113. That one's pretty good. That's the gold Maddock. So I'm glad that they raised the damage up pretty high. Now we have pistols. The Predator. It also has the same benefits of the rate of fire that they did to the Maddock, so it'll be able to reach its designated rate of fire now. They increased the damage on this one from 38 to 51 to 54 to 72, but they decreased the rate of fire from 500 to 450, which it's only 50 points. So, and it will shoot faster now that they adjusted the rate of fire. Then with the Carnifex, they increased the damage per round from 155 to 195 to 175 to 220, which is pretty good. The Hornet, they increased the damage from 37 to 49 to 44 over 50. The Phalanx, they went from 106, increased the damage from 106 to 113 to 133 to 142, which is pretty good, really good actually. So now we have the Scorpion. A lot of people find this gun, they like it, they find it useful. So they increase the damage from 428 to 512 to 485 to 580. So this gun that was really good, it's getting even better. Shotguns, the Hesh, they increase the ammo from 40 to 50 to 60 to 75. And I really thought this shotgun really needed a buff. It has a really high rate of fire, low damage, but it didn't have that much ammo. So I'm glad that they did this, and that's all they did for the shotguns. Snipers, The Shadow, they increased the damage per round from 27 to 32 to 38 to 46. And I did a video on the PAW that is a beam rifle just like the Shadow. And I thought that the PAW was very underwhelming compared to the Shadow. The only thing is the Shadow had lower damage, but now with the buff, the Shadow's probably doing the same, or if not higher than the PAW. So I recommend you do using the Shadow. I like this buff that they gave it, and they do need to at least upgrade the PAW a little bit in a new patch or something, because it's very weak now compared to the Shadow. Now the Indra, that's an automatic sniper rifle. They increase the damage from 84 to 101 to 105 to 126. So this is almost as strong as the Raptor, I think it's called. So that's pretty good because it's gold, so it should be strong. Vanquisher. They fixed a bug that caused the Vanquisher to have an extra 100% headshot bonus. I've used the Vanquisher a little bit. I've not really noticed it, but I guess just because it was normal for us. But now that that's patched, it might feel like the Vanquisher is a little weaker, but it's just performing normal now. So now we have the general fixes. The weapon reloads, they fix some timing of reload actions so they better match their animations. I haven't really noticed any bad animations with the reloads, but yeah, it's good that they fix this. Maybe I'll notice something now. Now we have the boosters. The assault rifle amp 3 was showing a boost of 35%, but it was just a text error. It was actually always functioning at 30%, so they fixed that to say 30% now. Now we have the enemies. The Ket Anointed. The players can no longer avoid damage by standing up against a firing Anointed. I've never done this before, so I don't know what this is. But if you have and you know what it is, then I guess you can no longer do it. The Ket Ascendant. The orb will now give you 15 points when killed instead of points equal to the Ascendant himself. So you'll get points, less points for killing the orb now, I think, instead of the whole points you'd get for just killing the Ascendant. The Ket Behemoth, the boss objective that they had recently. The Behemoth are now more likely to target nearby players, so I think they're going to add this into regular missions, this objective. Outlaws. So they're saying that the Outlaws have been pretty weak compared to the other two factions, which is true. If you wanted to do gold really fast, you most likely put on the Outlaws. And you just do that to farm credits as fast as you can in multiplayer. So they're kind of fixing it to make them a little stronger. It's not really too much. They're just mainly buffing the sharpshooters a lot. But the Audi no longer attempt to chain sync attacks. So I think if one grabs you, I don't think another one can grab you right away after, which I hope that's the case because that is so annoying. The agents, the holographic clones will no longer give points when you kill them. I never really noticed if they gave points or not anyway. I don't really go for the clones. And then the sharpshooters, which have the most buff, they now fire more frequently, especially if you're out of cover. They do an increased damage of 44% to their snipers. They sprint more often to get around the map quicker. The aim time that they have is now shortened at shorter ranges, so they'll aim quicker and shoot you much faster at a shorter range. The aiming and impact audio are now clearer, and they will no longer pursue melee targets over long distances. So I think if you're trying to melee them or something or run away, they're not gonna try to melee you from a far distance like they usually do and miss. Then the berserkers, just like the behemoths, they are more likely to target nearby players now. And the Hydra, its sync attack is now lethal. It's more likely to target nearby players also. They now lose their target, but no longer cancel their firing when you use your cloak, and they're locked onto you. And they fixed a situation where the Hydra's body would stay on the map or reappear after you blow it up. So that's good because that was kind of annoying sometimes to see that happen. The remnants. So the observers, like I thought too, were too strong. So they kind of debuffed the observers a little bit. They can now lose their targets when firing. Like when you go cloak, they'll lose you now. The maximum beam duration is decreased 1 second, which it's not really that great, because they are pretty strong, and but they did decrease the damage by 10%, which again, I have to test this out and put the remnants on to see. But they were extremely powerful, especially if you had two or three on you. So I hope this really fixes them a little bit and makes them a little easier, and they don't kill you as fast. So hopefully I can test this out soon. The remnant nullifier. The rate of fire has been decreased against enemies in cover. Their projectile attacks now travel faster and they'll hit you harder, like I guess make you stumble more. The They will stay still and fire in more situations, so they'll most likely stay in one place to kind of hold it out. They won't try to run away from you anymore. Like this one, they will no longer flee in protracted melee situations. So if you're melee, spam meleeing them, they won't run away from you. And for single player only, they fire less frequently on lower difficulties. So that's just for single player. And the Remnant Destroyer, they're more likely to target nearby players, like everything else now. And they fixed a situation where the destroyer's body and turrets would reappear after being destroyed, just like the Hydra. I haven't really noticed this one yet, but I don't really play much of the Remnants anyway. And that's it for this page for now. All right, so in the game, in the character selection screen, they added in these arrows to your characters now. That's just showing that you have points to spend for them. That's something new that they did in the update. They also separated all of the characters, like the bronze, the silver, the gold, and the platinum or ultra rare are now all separated. And you can also filter with the left thumbstick by pushing it in. You can filter between them. So that's very nice. I'm glad that they did that. Then in the store, they added in the adaptive war amp and took out the thermal clip. I just recently bought the Juggernaut shield, so I'm not sure if they switched it out or if you're still able to get it. So that's something different they did in the store. Another thing I forgot in the character selection was they added in this new character, the Solarian Architect, which is a very nice looking character, and I hope to get him soon. I really want to see what his skills do, especially the Remnant. I've never seen that skill before yet, so looking forward to getting that character. And they've added in, another strike mission, so we have 4 now. And that's pretty much it with the update that I've seen so far in the game, besides the, all the weapon upgrades and all the damage upgrades and stuff to the weapons. So if you enjoyed the video and found this update video useful, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.